The Serving Up Discipleship podcast is to help our audience understand the sacred work of service missionaries and why service missions are spiritually transformative and fulfilling. This podcast is produced under the direction of a senior service missionary couple, social media advisors.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Serving Up Discipleship. I'm Elder Price, and I will be your host and our co-host, wonderful Elder Lewis. So it's good to be back, and we are joined by a wonderful and special guest, Sister Clark. So thank you so much for taking the time to hop on with us. We really appreciate it, Sister Clark. Yeah.
It's always amazing to be able to introduce new missionaries.
I love it. So if we could just real quick begin, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself to everyone.
I'm Sister Clark. I serve in San Pete County. And yeah, sorry, I don't really know what to say about myself.
No, you're good. Awesome. Well, once again, we're super excited that you're able to hop on here. Another missionary from Utah, so that's awesome. Always love that. Sorry, Elder Lewis. Just there's a lot in Utah, so I mean it's kind of unfair for you, but yeah, this is awesome. We're super excited. So, real quick. Could you just run us by your schedule, like a daily schedule of kind of what you do? We love to know what other missionaries do on their schedules.
Well, currently I actually I work at 2 museums, 2 family history centers, and 2 humanitarian centers at the moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What days do you work there at those?
Well, today I was at the Moroni Family History Center, although Tuesday I'm at the DUP Museum in Ephraim, and on Wednesdays I'm doing a humanitarian center. That's the same for Thursdays, and Fridays I'm at the Fairview Museum.
Super cool. I've never even. That's sweet. How are the museums? Do you like them? Is that fun to work there?
Oh, I like them. Although I am biased in that department, I am a history nerd.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you do the tours then? Is that what you're doing there? You give tours and things?
I've given tours before at the DUP Museum. With the Fairview Museum, I'm actually working in their archive with the antiques, so I'm not working with people coming in there. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's super cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
It's always interesting to get different people's experiences as service missionaries, just because everyone's service assignments are different, and it's quite interesting. Now, a little follow-up question. I really feel like we should just throw this on the agenda at this point, Elder Price.
Probably. I don't know why we haven't.
What is your favorite assignment that you do? I'm just really curious.
Well, I really do like working at the Fairview Museum. I just kind of found my groove there. I feel like I am accomplishing what I want to accomplish there. Not that I'm not accomplishing it other places, but
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's super cool. Wonderful.
Definitely. So, now this next question was one that we had gotten from another viewer, and something that we just kind of made part of our podcast. So, those of you who are listening and or watching, feel free to send us an email at servingupdiscipleship@gmail.com with your questions, and we would be more than happy to throw it in there or do our best to answer it for you. So, the question is, what is something that you are glad that you did before your mission that has helped you on your mission?
Well, I'm glad that I didn't give up because in my original plan, I wanted to start a mission as soon as I turned 19, But by the time I actually ended up going on a mission, I was 20, almost 21. I am 21 now. But so it just kept getting pushed back a little bit, and it was a little discouraging, the fact that it kept getting pushed back.
Yeah.
So
I totally get that. I was 22 when I started my mission. I'm 24 now, so totally get it.
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing of not giving up, that is so important in life in general, but especially on missions, right? I mean,
They're hard.
yeah, very, very hard. No matter what mission you're doing, it's hard. And to not give up, so important, and just keep going. So I love that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
We also wanted to ask too, just real quick, what is your favorite part about being a service missionary? Not necessarily your favorite assignment, but what's your favorite part about being a service missionary?
Well, it's probably one of my favorite parts is to work with the other service missionaries and be with the other service missionaries. I feel like I've made pretty good friends with my district, so I really enjoy being around them.
I love that. That is a perfect answer for our topic today. And that just proves that the Lord is watching and just he knows. So that's great. That's cool. But yes, that is such an awesome part of the service mission, the sociality of the whole thing. I've had so many discussions recently about friendship and the great friends that you make, especially on a service mission, because we're working with the district almost every week and every day for sure. It's kind of impressive how much we can work together. So, and Elder Lewis, I mean, I know you got a couple down there in Florida, but you still see them a lot, right?
I got one with me right now in Florida, in the area that I live in. So I see him a lot.
Okay, see. So,
but I don't have a whole district. There's me and one other elder.
yeah, that's true. But there's still a social aspect part of it, right?
We are getting a third elder though, like less than a month. So
that's cool. And that's wonderful. Yeah. The social side of things. That's great. Awesome.
So this next segment is I feel like, didn't we get this one from another person as well, or is this something that we added ourselves?
This is something we added ourselves because there's more to come on this, so stay tuned for it. But we are excited for a upcoming special thing.
We want to know what motivates you as a missionary to stay a missionary.
Well, as of late, what's motivated me to stay a missionary is kind of just realizing why I'm here and what the point of it is and everything, and that's been helping me motivated to stay on the mission as of right now. In the first few months, I will be honest, like I was struggling a little bit in the first few months of my mission. And so what kept me in back then was the fact that I was becoming good friends with some of the service missionaries. So
yeah. I think a lot of people have struggles in the first few months. I had it rough too, because I had struggles in the first few months of my teaching mission, and then I came home and I had a struggle the first few months as a service missionary. So I had like a double whammy with that.
I feel like it's it's especially hard for service missionaries too, because we're just pioneers at this point. Like it's all unknown pretty much, and so welcome. So it's true, and so that's awesome that the friendship there was able to help motivate and things, and I think all of us can find our own unique motivators, and that's why we love asking that question. So thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is it time?
I don't know. It's looking a little tight there.
I think it is. I think it's time.
You think it's I think it's time then too. All right, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so this segment is one of our favorites, which is basically every single segment. We've declared this.
It's an OG segment though.
This is an OG, so that gets points. But this section we call the question of the week section, and so we love to answer commonly asked questions that we as service missionaries get, and we all answer this. We all do, and so you can start first, but The question of the week for this week is, where is a service missionary called to? This is kind of an interesting one, but we got this. So what are your thoughts on that, Sister Clark?
Well, where we're called to. That's an interesting subject matter. Because, before I started my service mission, I actually didn't realize that current service missions were commonly called to stay at home with their parents. And the reason I thought like that is because my mom was actually a service missionary. But back in the day when she was a service missionary, it worked completely differently. And so it was unexpected. I wasn't expecting to stay home. Yeah.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah.
Definitely.
And so just real quick, I wanted to ask you specifically, you said you were originally called to be a service missionary, is that right?
Yeah.
And so did you get a call then? And in the call, what did it say in your call? Did it say that you're assigned to labor in your community? Is that what it says, right?
It said that I was assigned to serve in my local community.
There we go. And that's cool. That's awesome. So I was a transfer missionary, so I didn't ever get that call. So I never was able to read that. All I've got is what's in the standards, which is pretty good too. It talks about how, like your mission didn't start the day you were set apart and things. So what were you gonna say? Yeah.
I will say, as a transfer missionary, if you go to your missionary portal, there will be a transfer call letter in your missionary portal.
Wow, I've been out for a year, never knew that. So
I didn't know that until a month or two ago when another service missionary told me the same thing, who was also a transfer missionary. So if you go to your missionary portal, you go to your personal thing, there will be a transfer call letter for your service mission.
Look at that. That's awesome. That's super cool. So yeah, but for me, at least with where's the service missionary called to, everywhere and everything. I mean, our call is to serve, right? And so wherever we're able to serve, we're going to do it. That at least at right now, that looks like we're at home with our communities and we build up the stakes design here, in your home wards and your home community. But who knows, right? Everything's changing, so it could change at some point. But I love being able to be where you're at and be able to build up the people around you and your community. So that is where we're called to.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's that I don't really got anything else to add to that. It's pretty straightforward, cut and dry, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty well answered.
Awesome.
I think we can move on to the next one. So we we tend to have a theme with every episode. Brain is being slow today. With every episode that we do, and the theme for this one is being a friend to others. So, Sister Clark, you're already like chasing
already
after
on that.
Miracle, right?
Yeah.
So the first question we have in relationship to this is, how has being a friend to others played an important role in your life as a missionary?
Well, I mean, for one thing, like I said, those first few months, the reason I stayed was because of the friendships I was building and whatnot, and also, I was dealing with like something like back in August, and I didn't know how to handle the situation, but it was very good to have friends there that were able to support me. And I feel like I can get that out of the other sisters that I work with and whatnot, because, well, for one thing, even though like I have a lot of friends that I made before my mission, I don't get the chance to communicate with them as much. So, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect answer. I love this topic so much, the friendship topic. I think it's just a wonderful thing, but yeah, I love it. I love it. We wanted to ask too, how have you seen others grow through your friendship to them?
Um, well, I mean, I I've seen some people open up that when they started were really really shy. So I mean, just in that way alone, I feel like being friends with those kind of people helps them to open up to the rest of the group and whatnot. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. No, that's awesome. I think I love how you keep, or we were talking about the early side of the mission, right? Because I know for me, when I joined the service mission, you know, I was brand new. I didn't know anybody. I just barely moved to Utah, so I had no previous friends here or anything, and so I just felt kind of lost. But on the very first day of my service, I immediately was welcomed by a whole bunch of people that just wanted to be happy and wanted to have fun and wanted to just serve, and it was awesome. I was like, whoa, this is sweet. So it was definitely a motivator for me to continue to serve as well. And so I love that. You know, friends are so important. And I even wrote this down. I said, sometimes being a friend is all it takes to change someone's life. And I think it reigns true on a mission too, right? I mean, you can change somebody's course of their mission by just being a friend to them, helping them open up, helping them to grow and develop their skills and talents. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Uh, the next question, still on the same topic, is what is the impact of being a friend to your companion have?
Uh, oh my goodness. Well, like, friend, um, sorry, thinking. Um, you know, friendship can benefit people in many, many ways. And like, I mean, I found like something you don't want to be as a missionary for several reasons. It's lonely. uh,
Yeah.
so yeah.
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 I mean, even the scriptures talk about not being alone, right? That's why God created Adam and Eve, because it's not meet for man to be alone. So it's definitely good to have friends, even as missionaries. It's a very important thing.
Yeah, it is.
So
I love it. With that, going off of that, companions too. I think companions are such an important factor of a mission. Because you know they're they're the person you can rely on. They're the person that helps you and you help them. All right. And there's so many important things of being a friend to your companion. We talked about this to help them open up and to share their feelings and their insights with scripture reading or with life or with experiences or whatever the case may be. But the fact of being a friend to your companion is a huge importance, especially when you're trying to bless the lives or change the course of a mission for someone who may be struggling or just having a hard time. And so being a friend is one of the most important things you can do to anyone, but especially to your companion. Right. I just think there's so much you can learn from people. If I can real quick, I wanted to share this one quick thing. It's an experience that a sister had on her mission, and she talks about companions and companionship study. And I just wanted to read this real quick. It says, on my mission, my companions were more than just a teaching partner or serving partner. You can put that in there. They were there for my highs and lows. They became my family and pushed me out of my comfort zone. They are the only people who understand everything you're going through, the sweet, sacred times, the difficult times, and the hilarious times. My companions are still some of my best friends. And I love that too, because especially my mission, when I first got here, I was mentioning that I was kind of having a hard time, right? I didn't really feel like I fit in, but I got with that group of just, they just wanted to be happy and have friendships. And it was great and it was wonderful. And now that I've been on the mission for about a year, they've all left, right? They finished their missions, but I'm still close with them. I still go and play spike ball with them sometimes, and I still just talk and hang out. And I never thought I'd have that just on the mission. It's just something interesting, right? And it's so cool with the service mission, especially because they're still here. They didn't fly back to a country that you're not from or things like that. They're still in your community, so you're still able to see them and still be able to be friends with them. And so I love it. I love the service mission with the social aspect and with friendships. So
well, and that's something that I've learned about missions in general, whether teaching or service. There's a certain camaraderie that comes with being a missionary. and interacting with fellow missionaries, and even as a service missionary interacting with teaching missionaries, our what we're doing towards the same goal may be different, but we're still working towards the same goal. And so there's still that camaraderie that can kind of be engendered at that point with other missionaries. And you just can't find it anywhere else. Like there's just no other place you can find that.
Yeah. Yeah. The collaboration and the work, and it's wonderful. So
Oh yeah.
awesome. Okay. We wanted to ask, what has been the hardest thing about the service mission that you have overcame?
Oh, well, I oh my goodness. So I originally started planning the process of going on a mission because that is genuinely like something I wanted to do. But like I was dealing with like motivational issues in the 2 years before I started my mission, and I had done a lot of things to try to fix those problems, but none of the things that I tried really worked. And I worked it up in my head that the only way to solve those problems is if I was put in an entirely different environment. And so that kind of became why I wanted to go on a mission. And so I started off my mission being really mad and upset that I couldn't go away from home and everything. But at this point, I feel like I've come to realize why I'm here and everything. And unlike where I was back then, I actually want to improve and be a good service missionary and all of that stuff.
It's wonderful.
So, yeah.
It's awesome to be able to look back to where you were and then to where you are now. It's one of the greatest blessings of the mission for sure. And so it's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that God doesn't always take us out of our environment, but he takes the environment out of us, if you will.
Yeah.
So, that's just something that I've had to learn as well. I thought I escaped my parents, and then I'm right back here. So
that's same.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of crazy how pathways work and how the Lord sees all and wants you to go his way. And so we talked about that a little bit last week, surrendering to his will, and that's so true. It's what you got to do. So
his way is way better than my way. So
yeah, he knows better than us. So that's awesome.
Yes, 100%.
Well, the last thing we're going to ask of you, and this truly is our most favorite part of the entire podcast. We just want to ask if you'd be willing to share your testimony on service missions, just to end off for us.
Sure. I can bear my testimony. Okay, so, all right. I know that service missions are difficult. And I don't think that, even though I haven't experienced a proselyting mission, I don't think either one of them is more difficult than the other one. And I mean, service missions have existed for a very long time, just not in this current format. This current format brand new, and so we really all of us service missionaries are a bunch of pioneers, and I truly believe that what the service missionaries are doing right now will make like the service mission better for future service missionaries that haven't yet entered the service mission. And also, there's many ways that that we can serve God. It's not just always clear cut. And that's the beautiful thing about service missions, is that here we can use our creativity to serve God in unique ways. And you know, I believe that this is where I'm supposed to be for several reasons. And I believe that God called me to be here, and everything is turning out the way that it's supposed to. I don't have evidence, like 100% concrete evidence of the fact that it's going the way it's supposed to, but I can definitely feel that this is the way that it's supposed to go. And I'm meeting the people I'm supposed to meet, and I'm learning the things that I need to learn, not just for my mission, but for the rest of my life. And I can see myself doing creative things to serve people for the rest of my days, not just as a service missionary. And service missions can teach a lot about how to continue to be in the service of God for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And thanks again for taking the time to hop on with us and do this podcast. We love it. We love doing it. We love hearing testimonies. So thank you so much for giving us yours. And so all right. Well, until next time, let's serve up some discipleship. Adios.
Thank you for taking the time to see or hear this podcast. Your hosts were Elder Lewis and Elder Price. Your editor is me, Elder Gibby. If you want to see clips from the show or other service mission related content, please look for the Hands of the Lord Facebook page. If you want to ask your questions about service missionaries, email us at servingupdiscipleship@gmail.com. Thanks again for thinking of us, and we'll see you next time.